So, hey guys, Chauzu here. Today I thought we'd look at some free-to-play support units that are available right now in the game. There's a lot of them, so it's easy to overlook them. So I just thought I'd go through some of the most important ones. And I think we start with some treasure map units. Right off, if you go to the exchange and not change screens, just scroll down a bit. We do have the free-to-play Jinbei here, and his support is pretty much goated. Basically, if any free spirit character uses a special, you lock all free spirit characters' orbs. You can also decrease chain a bit by one turn. Very good. This support is used all the time. It might be one of the best supports we'll talk about today, so get this one ASAP. There's also support from all characters. I probably skip a few. There's not anyone for the oldest ones. Weevil has one, but it's pretty bad. Once we get down a bit, we start getting them. Can start with Shiryu here. He has an amazing support that also sees frequent use. Can be put on any int unit, and if you get poisoned, it gets removed completely and you heal a bit. This is amazing for any content that has poison. Just removing it without having to do anything is super chill, and there's not many supports to remove poison, so pretty high priority to get, I'd say. So Shiryu was the first one. If we move on, Luffy also has a pretty good support. It can be put on Law, Kid, and Yamato. And basically, if you get attack down, you remove it and get the matching orb through block orb. Only removes one turn of attack down, but it's pretty good. It's the only free-to-play option for all of these three characters to remove attack down, so definitely worth owning. If we go closer to the bottom, we have this Perospero. Both the free-to-play Kizuna and Treasure Map Perospero has a good support that are pretty similar. The Treasure Map one can be put on any striker, and if a striker character uses a special, you lock all orbs for striker characters. So similar to Jinbei, just for strikers instead. This also sees very frequent use, definitely worth owning. And that's the last big one, but Kandura has a very niche support. Oh, we overlooked a very important one, Tashigi. Tashigi has an amazing support. Can only be put on Sora and Smoker, but it's the only free-to-play support that can remove Death Up when you hit a perfect. These are pretty rare in general, but this is the only free-to-play one. And it's very versatile, like you can remove one turn, but if you stay on a stage for multiple turns, like you can remove another one. Like if you stay 2 turns on a stage, you remove 2 turns with hitting perfects and another one for stalling a turn, so it becomes 3 turns total. Stay 3 turns and you can remove 5 turns total. So it's a very versatile one, and it can be used on different stages. Finally, the ulti has a support as well. Not the most important, but it can be nice. Can be put on the Tobiroppo. And if you use a damage dealing special, you get 1.5 times color affinity for Powerhouse and Striker, which is nice. It's just that it has limited usage, and among those units, the units need to do damage as well. So it doesn't see a lot of use, but when it's useful, it's very good. Moving on to Kizuna, I checked the PvP units. There's nothing there that I could see. So we go to the exchange. Check out the shop. As I'm sure you know, duo units does not have support. So the first one here is the Barto, I guess. Not a super important one, but A very good accessible option that you can put on Luffy just to get 50% damage reduction. Definitely sees play from time to time. Damage reduction is one of those when it's good, it's very good, otherwise it's not good at all. Here's the other Pearl and it's very similar to the other one. This is cerebral though, so if a cerebral character uses a special, you lock all cerebral character slots for 1 turn. Also sees a lot of use. Pearl has very good support. Morg is also worth it. She is they don't even show the support here, but basically she's an end of turn matching orb. You get a quick orb final stage. All those support are very nice just to have as many options as possible. If we go down a bit, don't think any of these have any relevant ones. I don't think this one has one, right? Let me just double check. Nope. So the next one is the Shopper. Not super high priority, but it's also one of the few poison removing support, and it can be put on basically any mink. And yeah, if you get poison, you completely remove it. So yeah, that's obviously worth owning, but yeah, I wouldn't say it's a super high priority. And I don't think there's one like free-to-play Kizuna units really get support. It is what it is. So yeah, let's go to the event island instead. It's worth noting that this Uta does have a support, I think. Can't check her here, but I think she has one, but you should always do the new events anyway. Okay, let's see how many we can find here. There are quite a few. If we start from the top, I do think this ace has some support. Yeah. For Whitebeard, if you use a damage dealing or HP reducing special, you change free spirit and powers characters' empty unfavorable orbs to characters' own type. I thought this was an orb block actually, so that's actually not that bad. It's a potential full board orb manip. I honestly had no idea. I thought this was an orb block. Need to keep that in mind because full board orb manip supports are pretty rare, but can be pretty useful. That's pretty dope. This Sora is used frequently as a support. Can be put on any slasher. At final stage, you get a free 1.3 times call affinity for slashers. Just free extra damage. Sometimes it can also be used to just stop other units from using call affinity special since it's interrupted or something like that. Let's see if there's anyone else here. I did do like a preliminary check before doing this. Shiki is used a lot, especially since Driven just keeps getting better. But basically any Driven, and final stage you get a free 1.3 times attack boost for Driven. This is very good, for example, for the new 6+ Uta, since Uta does Orb boost, color affinity, put on Shiki, and you get a free attack boost as well. For example. This boa also has a support. It has been power creep by the legend Quick Boa, but basically can be put on any of the boas or Margarets, and you get a free chain lock if you are hit with decreased chain. So exactly the same as the legend one, but a bit lower chain lock, 2.5 times, and the legend can be put on Luffy as well, which is obviously very useful. There's a few here too. The Virgo has a pretty niche support. Can only be put on Doffy, I think. Oh, Caesar Monet too. That's dope. Need to remember this in case Caesar Monet does get legends, which is not completely unreasonable. If supporter character uses a special, you get 1.75 times orb boost for 1 turn. only for the supporter character, but it can be nice, like orb boosting support are pretty rare in general. Let's see here. We also have the Pika. Also, potential full board Ormany support can be put on Toffee, Babyfy, Buffalo Gladius. So, some niche character as well as Doflamingo. And if you use a special, you change Driven and Powerhouse characters empty and favorable slots to matching. So yeah, that is potentially very powerful, but it's very easy to forget about these supports. I need to admit that I rarely consider them. I need to pay a bit more attention to them, I think. Maybe I should force myself to build some teams with them just so I remember that they exist. There's not a lot of Coliseum support. Opera is a big one though. This is a pretty high priority support to get. Can be put on any fighter, and if you use damage dealing or HP reducing special, you reduce the spear duration by 2 turns. Yeah, just a free removing 2 turns. This is a very versatile support that is used all the time. There's one more very good color support. I might overlook some niche one, but I don't think I've overlooked any big ones. But this Neptune is very good. Can be put on Shirahoshi and Fukaboshi, and obviously Shirahoshi is the big one. If you use a special, you reduce the spear by 2 turns, and you reduce resilience by 2 turns. So yeah, potentially removing both the spear and some resilience, and most of the time the spear is the main thing you'll use this for. Very good, and a good unit in general that you should own. Event units. This Diamante has a decent support that can be put on any strength character. If you use a damage dealing or HP cutting special, you change recovery, tandem, and bomb slots to matching. Just some nice potential orb manip. Good option to have. Most of the time you'll use Akainu, the legend, for orb manip for a strength character, of course. Yak has a pretty decent one. Can be put on Kaido, King, and Queen. And you drastically reduce defense and get a matching orb. Drastically reducing defense is not the best, but for example, Arena Queen can use this to get a self-proccing Death Down conditional, for example, which is pretty neat. And guaranteed matching orb is always useful. Sasuke has a support, but it's real bad, so I'm not even going to show it. 30% damage reduction or something, that's not very good. A lot of arena units have support. X-Drake has a pretty nice one that is not used a lot, but can be good on paper. And it's strength powerhouse, and you get a 1.2 times call affinity boost final stage, and it's a rainbow affinity. It's for everybody, which is the main thing why it's useful. So a bit low number, only for select units, but very nice that it can target everybody. Queen has a support too, pretty unique. If you use a special, reduce burn by 3 turns. You rarely need to remove burn, but at least it's 3 turns, so that's pretty nice actually. Brook has a support as well. I've used it a bit. You can put on Zoro, Toko, and Hiyori. And when you use a special, you boost damage dealt to death down enemies by 1.3 times for 1 turn. So some potential extra damage if you get some defense reduction special going. Ashura also has a support, but it's a bit outdated. Can be put on most of the scabbards. And if you use a special, you get a 1.5 times attack boost. Basically a worse version of the Toki legend support, which is both attack and or boost for the same characters basically. Frankis is a lot of use, very nice. Can put on Zoro, Usopp, and Robin. And it's a free attack down, removing support whenever you use a special. Absolutely amazing. And it also means you can decide when you want to remove attack down. So if there's multiple attack down, you can choose which one to remove. Finally, Sanjo and Wolf. You can put on Blackbeard and Shiryu, and you can reduce decrease chain multiplier and lock chain multiplier by 2 turns when you use a special. Pretty niche, but very rare to have support that remove both. Miyako also has a support, but isn't used that much. You can put on Sora and Shanks. If you use a special to boost attack or orbs, you reduce resilience by 2 turns, but you rarely need to reduce resilience by 2 turns. So, but yeah, that's some of the free-to-play supports available. I hope this helps. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.